Hello everyone, I'm Candice and welcome to Candy Creations. And in this week's video, we are going to be making some decorations to put on my shelf that is next to the Christmas tree. So I'm going to be decorating that whole shelf as well as adding a few other decorations around my home. So we have lots to do, so let's get crafting. So guys, the first decor that I'm gonna make for that shelf is Paper Village. I'm not sure if you've seen it, it's all over Pinterest. So I'm gonna make a house and a church, and I have all my pieces cut already, so I'm just going to score them with the back of this knife, and then I'm gonna stick them together. And then I would like to use some wax paper to sort of cover the windows, so when I put the light inside you get like a soft glow. And I want to try and do something different with the cathedral, the church windows, so it looks more like a stained glass. So let's see how that goes. Hi guys, so I said earlier that I want to do something to make the church windows look like stained glass. So I have these 3 crayons here, and what I'm going to do with it, I'm going to like scrape off curls, little pieces, and when I'm all done, I'm going to use the iron and then melt it all into place on top of this, between 2 sheets of wax paper. So there's this underneath piece, and then I'm gonna lay another piece on top of all the shavings. So guys, I had a bit of a flop. I mean, this section came out good even around here, but here just got so smudged up it's almost looking brown. I don't think I want to use that piece, so what I'm gonna do is just use this to fill up the upper part of the church windows here, and then I will use kite paper to fill up the windows. This next craft item is going to be a pinecone topiary. So I have my ball which I'm going to stick my pinecones on, but before I do that I want to cover the ball with some craft paper. First of all, to hide any little spaces that you would see in between, at least you'll be seeing brown and not the white styrofoam ball. And secondly, because sometimes when you're putting like hot glue or even the other glue that I use, it tends to melt the styrofoam. So I want to cover the styrofoam with the paper, and that will do double duty. And then I have my tin here that's going to be my base, which I'm going to stuff with some we call this oasis, and I'm going to put my stick down in there and it's going to go into the ball. And these are the little pine cones that I'm going to be using for the topiary itself. So I'm going to start to brush my glue onto my ball and then apply the paper. So quick update, I am making 2 of these. So I kind of try all the other stuff on the other one. And what I ended up doing, because I wasn't too fond of the look of the different colored pine cones, so I did dry brush some gold paint on it, which was this. And then when I finished do that, it was looking a bit too yellowy. The gold was a little too yellowy, so then I dry brushed some of this antique copper onto it, and I thought that toned it down really well. So we're going to do that same mistake on this one. And then I'm going to stick some pearls around it. And just to finish it off, we're going to cover the base of it with some red burlap and add a bow. So let's go. Now I got these stones at a garden center, and so I'm just going to use it to fill up the base here, and it's also going to act as an anchor for me because the top of the topiary is a bit heavy, so this will help it to not tipple over. Next, I'm going to create a nativity scene using this scrap piece of pine wood that I have. So first I'm going to stain it in a dark brown, and then I'm going to seal off the wood using a polyurethane. And then to get my figurines, I'm going to use a gold foil contact paper. I'm using my cameo to cut them out, and then I'm just going to simply stick it onto the wood, and that's it. My final piece is gonna be a Christmas wreath, and so I'm using this dry twig wreath form and also that vine that I bought a little while back, and I'm going to wrap the entire wreath with this vine and then fasten it with some floral wire. Now that I'm finished with the base, which was the vine, I'm now going to fill it in or fluff it using some pine branches. And I'm just going to stick it in some random places where it look a bit sparse. And then I also have this glitter fern that I want to kind of highlight around the wreath. And now finally, to finish off the wreath, I'm going to use these red berries to give it a pop of color. Alright guys, I know this video is a bit longer than usual, but we're on to the decorating. And I'm just gonna hang up my wreath behind my door because in front of my door there's a burglar proofing and there's not enough space between the burglar proofing and the door to have my wreath. It's gonna squish it. So I decided to have it behind my door this year, and I get to enjoy it every time I come down the stairs, so that's a plus. Now that I have finished tapping off my decorations around my tree, I'm just going to decorate my shelf with whatever I made and whatever else I had around the house. And that's a wrap for this video, guys, and that's a wrap for this year. This is my last video in this year. Thank you very much for being on my journey with me. This is my first year doing YouTube videos, and it was a wonderful journey. It was lots of learning experience and lots of fun craft projects. Please join me again next year, please God, for more YouTube videos and more craft projects. Thank you very much. You all have a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, and I will see you next year. Bye guys.